The OnePlus 5T is proof that flagship phones don't need to have eye-watering prices. The latest device from the Chinese smartphone manufacturer includes almost all the things you'd expect to see in some of the best phones out there: dual cameras, face and fingerprint recognition, and fast charging. A slightly subpar screen and some software niggles detract from the overall feel of the phone, but at £499 the OnePlus 5T is confirmation that high specs don't need to cost the earth. You would be forgiven for getting a sense of déjà vu while reading this article, and not just because all smartphone reviews are pretty much the same spiel about a different hunk of glass and metal. OnePlus released this phone's predecessor, the OnePlus 5, just 6 months ago, but the company has already stopped producing and selling that phone. Its successor, the OnePlus 5T, adds a letter to the phone's moniker and also some other neat overhauls of its design and camera, which add up to make it an attractive device for the price. Design. The mysterious T in the phone's name could stand for too big for my child-sized hands. For me, I normally use an iPhone 7, the 5T was just a touch too large to comfortably hold and use in one hand. If you prefer phablet-sized phones, however, then you're unlikely to have problems with the 5T. It's just a couple of millimeters smaller than the iPhone 8 Plus. The phone's 6.1-inch screen takes up almost all of the front of the phone, leaving just a thin strip of bezel on either side and a thicker strip at the top and bottom of the screen. OnePlus have dropped the home button for the 5T and shifted its fingerprint sensor to the rear of the phone, freeing up a little more of the front for the screen. Flip the phone over and you'll find the aforementioned fingerprint scanner along with the dual camera, neatly integrated into a slick metallic back that's fairly resistant to grubby fingerprints, though you'll probably want to get a case anyway. There are no stereo speakers, which is a shame, but OnePlus have inclined the headphone jack, which is of less relief for those of us who are unwilling to accept that our expensive wired headphones are rapidly being forced to become obsolete. Everything else is how you'd expect, with a front-facing camera, lock and ringer buttons all where you'd expect them. So far, so good. Screen. The OnePlus 5T screen isn't Quad HD, also called 2K, like many of its Android rivals. If you look closely at the screen you'll notice it isn't as sharp as you might expect. I also found the default color settings a little cold and geared towards bright blues and purples, but you can tweak the screen calibration in the settings menu to make things a little warmer. The screen's size and brightness mean it's perfect for watching video on in a wide range of environments. Face recognition. This version of Face Unlock isn't as sophisticated as Face ID on the iPhone X, and OnePlus warns that security-conscious users should opt for fingerprint or PIN code unlock instead. Setting up Face Unlock only takes a few moments, but to use it you do have to be holding your phone directly in front of your face. It won't unlock if your phone is on a desk, for example, unless you're leaning right over it. In practice, Face Unlock is a lot less convenient than it seems. It doesn't work in the dark and it's almost always quicker to unlock the phone using the fingerprint scanner on the back. It's easy to see why OnePlus didn't want to follow Apple's lead and drop the fingerprint scanner altogether in favor of Face Unlock. Camera. The 5T has two rear cameras, with 16 and 20 megapixel Sony sensors. The addition of a second sensor means that the phone is better than average at taking pictures in low light conditions and gives it the ability to add a decent amount of background fuzz in portrait mode, although this mode isn't available for the selfie camera. The dual sensors give a great amount of detail, even when you tap the button to enter the 2x digital zoom mode, and you can also switch the camera into Pro mode easily if you prefer to manually control ISO and shutter speed. It's not the best smartphone camera out there, but the 5T punches well above its weight in this department. Conclusion. If you're after an Android phone that won't break the bank, the OnePlus 5T deserves your consideration. There are small niggles that prevent this phone being truly great, though. It's not shipped with the latest version of Android, the Face Unlock doesn't work well enough, and for some strange reason the camera stopped working altogether on my review phone, although a restart sorted out. If nothing else, the 5T is a fine example of a phone that has all the features you need without emptying your wallet in the process.